Hello, Women of Virtue. Welcome to day 5 of the Virtuous Woman Challenge. Today's meditation is a juicy one. It is marriage and premarital relationships. If you've read your journal entry for today, you'll realize that this is actually the longest one out of all of the challenge days because I find it's the one that we need to focus on for a much longer time. If I could focus on it for the whole challenge, I would. Um, I believe that we're given relationships from God to help enhance our lives and enhance the lives of other people. However, there are often times where people really have mixed feelings about what relationships mean to each other, what they mean as far as becoming a unit, as far as becoming one person. We still have our individual mindsets about, what I would think X, Y, and Z should look like. And then you have your opinion about what you think X, Y, and Z should look like. I think that we're missing the union part of a marriage and understanding that you literally have to become one with somebody. You are one brain. You are one unit. There is no I think and you think. There is a one person that is thinking. We have to come together and come to some type of resolution as to what we jointly think as a unit. So this challenge really kind of explores that concept a little more. It's really understanding what it means to become one with somebody. And you don't have to be married to be able to do today's challenge. You could just be single and just preparing, because it is a process and it is something that I think you have to internalize within yourself first, even before you get married. So even if you're single, you're actually at an advantage because you have time to prepare long before you actually have to involve another person in this thought process with you. Today's principle is the value principle, which states contribute something that your spouse finds consistently useful. So we are always been talking about for the rest of this challenge is really adding value. And value means I'm literally giving you something that is awesome about me, a portion of that, to you. And now you're happy. It's as simple as that. So when we talk about the value principle, you're saying to your spouse, I understand you and what you like, and I'm going to contribute something that perhaps I'm very, very good at. Like you might be very good at cooking or cleaning or creating or coming up with new ideas and concepts, studying, taking care of the kids, whatever your husband finds useful in his life and you are good at, that is adding value. That's saying to your husband, you know what, or your boyfriend or your spouse, that's saying to them, I know you well enough to know what's important to you, and I have no problem contributing those wonderful qualities to your life because I know that they'll not only strengthen me, but they'll strengthen you and they will strengthen us together as a unit. And that's what we want our primary focus to be on. Let me flip through here. Yes, today's challenge is to create a marriage mission statement. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't a mission statement just for business? And it's not. The marriage mission statement simply says that it states the purpose of the union. In marriage, you have to understand your purpose because it guides each individual's actions, their goals for the marriage, and provides a path to quality decision making. I am currently in the MBA program. We focus a lot on mission statements and what that means to an organization, because from there you're able to create a culture for the company. Everybody understands and is working towards the same goal. Every department is able to then set goals and objectives based off of the overall mission of the company. And I think when I was sitting in class one day, I was like, wouldn't it be good to apply that to a marriage, to say that this is the mission, this is the purpose of our union, and under here we're able to set goals that you are then able to add your contributions to. I'm able to come up with goals for the marriage, but we're all working together for the same purpose. And then you can branch off, and all your little kids, they're working together too to help support your family's mission statement. But we all have to be kind of working in a pyramid format towards the same goal, towards that one unified purpose for the marriage. So if you are single, you're probably saying, well, who do I sit down and write this with? I would say at this point in your life, create a mission statement that says what you want your ideal marriage to look like. If you're dating, same thing. Create a mission statement that says this is what my ideal marriage would look like. If you are already married, sit down with your spouse and together come up with a concept that says this is what we both would like our dream marriage to look like. And we don't want it to be a dream. We want it to be a reality. This is what we are going to strive for from here on out. I don't care how many years you've been married, if you're newlyweds, if you've been married for 30 or 40 years. Sit down today with your spouse and create the marriage mission statement. It not only says that you are still concerned with your marriage, it is also an opportunity for you to revisit some things that you might not have revisited since the day that you got married. If you realize, days are now just, to me, flying past. And I'm like, it's been how many years? Our kids are how old? So I can only imagine if you've been married for 10 or 20 plus years. When was the last time you actually sat down and thought about why the two of you are together? Because once you get married, it's just kind of like, all right, this is for life. We don't have to really keep coming back to the same concept of why we're together for life, because you already done that at your wedding. You had all your great poems and Bible verses that were read and spiritual sayings, and it pretty much ends after that. So this is an opportunity if your marriage is, I don't want to say dead. I'm trying to find a good word. If it is asleep, let's say that. If your marriage or relationships needs a awakening, this is a really good activity for you to sit down and do. My suggestion, I have to make things fun because, who wants to sit down and really create a mission statement? But I find if you come out with some snacks, drinks, set it up like it's like, a real activity or event, it makes it a little bit more appealing. So try to make it seem like it's going to be something that's really fun and exciting, even though you're really sitting down and having a conversation, which you'll find, ladies, most of the men don't want to do it. So you're going to have to come up with some kind of snacks or something. You know your spouse. I'll leave it at that. You know your spouse. My spouse likes snacks. So you find whatever is going to attract your significant other to the, don't say meeting. I'm at a shortage of words today. Let me do my 3-second pause. Invite your spouse to the gathering that you will have that is going to be created to enhance and awaken your relationship. And let him know that you are open to hearing his concerns and really be open to hearing what he has to say. And be open about what it is that you want to say. Don't think that this is something that you really want your significant other to just be involved in and you kind of suppress whatever feelings you have. Be real with one another. Your relationship is only going to be as good as you make it. But the value principle really states that you want to do things that really add value to the relationship. So during that time of drafting your marriage mission statement, think about some ways that you add to the relationship, and think about some ways that your husband or your significant other or your boyfriend or your future husband or future boyfriend can add to you as well. Maybe if you have really sat down and identified your strengths and weaknesses, I'm not really good with the yard work, so my husband's got to come with it. He's got to be great outside in the yard. Really sit down and think about where you are already very strong and where somebody, your husband, can be to help bring you to another level, or your significant other can be. And if you realize after you've created this that, this is what I need, but this is not what's happening, then you might really want to sit down and reevaluate what needs to be done. And this is kind of like that phase where you probably get into a lot of arguments about these very same issues. So I find if you sit down and do it beforehand, you really eliminate a lot of arguments and the conflicts in your home. So it's advantageous to the entire household for you to sit down and do this as soon as possible. If you have an opportunity today, after dinner, please sit down, draft your marriage mission statement. If you have any questions or something goes great or something goes horribly wrong, while you're sitting down doing this, or you just need a little bit of advice. I am not a relationship expert, let me say that, by any means, but I am very good at giving advice. I have found I'm very good at listening, and I'm very good at giving words of wisdom that inspire action. So please, if you have any questions or you just want to tell me something, email me, Regina at reginacoley.com. I'll see you tomorrow for next day's challenge. And again, many blessings from my home to yours.